Hey, sis. Long time no see. I have something to report to you. Alyssa, it's been a long time. Report to me? Don't tell me something happened to Mom and Dad. No, Mom and Dad are doing fine. That's not it. It's about me. Then you don't have to report anything. What? Why? I've told you before, right? I'm not interested in you. I told you not to contact me for trivial things, didn't I? Hey. Isn't it too harsh to say you're not interested? Your little sister is trying to tell you something. I don't want to hear it. Are you still mad at me? It's been more than 5 years. You're taking too long to hold on to grudges. It's been 6 years. I'm not mad at you. But I have no intention of forgiving you. Not now, not ever. Huh? That means you are still angry. That was when I was in college. It's called youthful indiscretion. Still, going on and on about something that happened so long ago? Aren't you embarrassed even though you're the older sister? How can you say such a thing? You stole my boyfriend of 6 years, and we were engaged at that time. I decided from that moment on that I would never have anything to do with you. I don't consider you family. I don't consider you my sister. And I made it very clear to you that you were not to contact me unless it was about our parents or an emergency. I made that clear. Oh my God, you're scary. That's why you ended up getting dumped. Women with no charm like that aren't popular with men. What are you talking about? It's already been 6 years. Don't make it sound like I was recently dumped. Oh no, you don't know anything, do you, my poor sister? What on earth are you talking about? Stop beating around the bush and say it clearly. What? You don't mind if I tell you even though it's about me? Then I'll tell you. I'm getting married. I shouldn't have asked. I really don't care. I don't know anything about your love story, and I don't want to know. You're so dense. You still don't get it, do you? So what? I stole your husband. Huh? What are you saying? That can't be true. That's right. That's the surprise. It's shocking, isn't it? I understand how you feel, but it's the truth. You're lying, aren't you? It's impossible. My husband would never cheat on me. I don't believe you. Aw, sis, you were so cute. But unfortunately, it's the truth. That's why I want you to break up with him. I mean, when did you get married, sis? I didn't ask. I would never tell you. I'll be damned if you steal him from me again. I really wanted to tell only our mother, and I wanted her to come to the wedding. But I didn't tell any of our relatives in case you find out. So in the end, we had a small wedding overseas with just our parents. I see. I really feel sorry for you that no one gave you their blessing. You went through all that trouble, but I found out in the end. If you're not lying, how did you meet my husband? And didn't you say just now that it was youthful indiscretion? Did I say that? You are... You know, I get bored working at the same place for too long. So I've been hopping around different places as a temp. And guess who I met at my current assignment? Your husband. He's actually mentoring me and teaching me all sorts of things at work. I'm not really interested in the job itself, so I've been asking him all sorts of personal questions instead. Turns out he's married, and his wife's name is Nadia. I thought it was impossible, but I asked him how old she was, and he told me she was your age. To make matters worse, he showed me a picture of her, and she looked just like you. That can't be. When I heard that he was your husband, I became attracted to him. I fell in love with him, and he fell in love with me too. We have been dating for a year, and now he says he wants to break up with you and marry me. He has asked me to have a very luxurious wedding ceremony, you know? That means he loves me more than you. Just because we look amazingly alike, isn't it possible that it's someone else? And the name Nadia isn't that rare either. Sis, you really don't know when to quit. You don't believe me even though you have all this evidence? Well, I understand you're shocked, but come on. If you insist, I'll check with my husband just to be sure. I'm sure he'll get back to me as soon as he can because it's definitely not what you say it is. I'll be in touch. Bye. Okay, sis. Don't go to bed in shock. Alyssa, I checked with my husband right away. He said he didn't cheat on me. He said there's no way he would cheat on me. Besides, there's no other woman named Alyssa in the company, and that he is not even in charge of training. I knew it was bullshit. Huh? It's not bullshit. He told me he was going to break up with you. He was too scared of you to tell you the truth. There was something else I wanted to tell you the other day when I announced that I was going to steal your husband. I thought you might collapse from shock, so I haven't been able to tell you yet. If you lie to me again, I won't forgive you. I'm not lying. Actually, I gave birth to his child. Huh? Gave birth? That's right. Taking away your happiness is really fun. Hey, what's the name of my husband? Huh? I don't understand why you're asking me what your husband's name is. Are you going crazy from the shock, sis? I gave birth to Matthew's baby. What? Matthew? No way. Oh my God! What are you talking about, sis? Did you forget your husband's name too? I just had a baby girl a month ago. She's really cute. I mean, sis, Matthew was really cheating on you, right? When you checked, did he ask you to break up with him? So, my husband didn't ask me to break up with him, and he said he doesn't know anybody named Alyssa. That can't be true, because I went to submit the marriage certificate today, and it was accepted. That means you divorced Matthew, right? Thank you so much for divorcing him so easily. Matthew is not my husband, okay? Huh? What are you talking about? That can't be true. Matthew was my boyfriend 6 years ago, after you stole my fiancé. He was very controlling, and I broke up with him soon after. What? Ex-boyfriend? What are you talking about? I've managed to get work done since my fiancé dumped me. But I couldn't do anything except work. My friends were so worried about me, they forced me to go out drinking with them. I met Matthew at that party. He asked me for my contact information, and maybe I shouldn't have given it to him so easily. He contacted me every day saying he liked me and asking me to go out with him. I was overwhelmed and decided to go out with him. Looking back, I may have been desperate after being dumped by someone I loved. If I had been able to make a sane decision, I wouldn't have gone out with that guy. Matthew was really too controlling. He checks my cell phone every day, even though I never cheated on him. He saw me exchanging messages with a male colleague online. He said, "There's no way you'd cheat on me while I'm right here," and smashed my phone. Oh no! Matthew is not your husband? And I can't believe he was such a controlling man. He's never been that controlling to me. I wonder if he's sorry for what he did. I hope so. But he got mad when I didn't call him every hour. When I left the house in the morning, he would be right there waiting. And when I left the office, he'd be waiting for me right there too. I was going neurotic. So I decided to break up with him. When I told him I was leaving him, he snapped and forced me into his car. He said, "I know you're cheating on me with a guy from work. Come live with me at my parents' house." He said we could get registered right now, and I was really scared. I told him I had a bit of a stomach ache and needed to use the restroom. I asked him to stop at a service area and I called 911 from the restroom. The police came and saved my life, but I felt dead inside. It's hard to imagine Matthew's now a different person after 5 years. Oh no! I had a baby with such a dangerous man. And I got registered today. Why did Matthew lie about being married to you? I don't know. I am not Matthew. But maybe he was lying about being married to me to different people. And now because he lied, he can't correct it? If you're curious, why don't you ask Matthew directly? If I ask him about it, he might get upset. I might even be tied down to him. I don't want that. What should I do? I want to break up with Matthew. You can't break up with him that easily. You just got registered today. Matthew is your husband and the father of your child. That's a fact. I don't know if you should pretend you didn't hear what I said and continue to work things out with Matthew. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think you should ask Matthew why he lied to you. Why don't you tell him that I told you everything? It's not like you can just break up with him out of the blue. Sis, I'll give you Matthew. Please go out with him again. Did you hear what I said? Matthew did this to me. I don't want to see him ever again. There's no way I'm going out with him. Besides, I'm married with a husband and kids. What? Is that so? I've been saying that for a while. When you told me that you stole my husband, I had no choice but to check with him because you were so insistent. He said, "Me? Cheating on you with your sister?" I've heard plenty about how crazy your sister is. And I know that she stole your fiancé a long time ago. So there's no way I'd cheat on you with someone like that. I mean, I'm really happy right now. That's what he said. He told me he would never do that. I want your husband. Huh? Sis, let's trade husbands. Come on. I've already told you what I need to tell you. I don't have time for you anymore. Hey, sis, you're abandoning me. Are you going to let Matthew put me in danger? You tried to steal my husband from me in the first place, and that's why you're in this mess, right? It's none of my business. You're on your own. I have to get ready for dinner now. Sis, wait a minute. Sis, help! I'm about to be taken to his parents' house. What? You're not the only one who's been in trouble. Are you sure it's okay to contact me now? I told Matthew what you told me. I asked why he lied to me about being married to you. I said, "You tricked me." Do you know what he said when I told him that? How am I supposed to know? He said, "I've always loved Nadia." When he heard that you got married, he wanted you to be happy. He wanted to be your husband, even if it was only in his imagination. So when I asked him if he was married, he told me he was married to you. But when he heard that I was your sister, he was really surprised. You had told him that I had stolen your fiancé away from you. He thought, I'll never forgive you for hurting my beloved Nadia. He wanted to take revenge on me. He was going to go out with me, tear me to pieces, and dump me. That's crazy. So why are you going to be taken to his parents' house instead of being dumped? That's the thing. At first, he thought of revenge. But we're sisters and we look alike. Once we had a child, he suddenly started to love me. When he realized he really loved me, he wanted to marry me, but he couldn't tell me the truth because he lied to me about being married to you. But now that I know everything, he doesn't have to hide it anymore. He couldn't have a life with you, but this time, we'll live at his parents' house. We're surrounded by nature, and he's sure it'll be good for me and for our daughter. Just like with you, I was forced into a car. I managed to escape, and I am now at a nearby convenience store. But I left my daughter at home and I'm worried. Then you have no choice but to go back. You can't entrust your precious daughter to a man like that. Yes, but will you come with me? Huh? Of course I don't want to. I told you I don't ever want to see Matthew again. Now's not the time to talk about that. It's an emergency. I'm in trouble and you're too cold to help me. What makes you think I will help you? I lost my fiancé to you 6 years ago. Even though you took the wrong guy this time, you still tried to take my husband away from me. You hurt me so much. You're too brazen to ask for help only when you're in trouble. I don't consider you my sister. I don't even consider you family. That's why I'm not going. Why don't you rely on our parents? Dad's always been on your side. Well, it seems that Dad had an affair, and Mom is suing him for alimony. You know how he's always been a cheater. Mom had a hard time with that. Mom thought that if we got married, she would have done her duty as a mother, and she would divorce him. You and I got married, and then she found out that Dad was having an affair. Mom moved out. I asked Dad for help, but he said he didn't have time for that right now. I tried to contact Mom, but she didn't read my messages. Well, why don't you just ask a friend or something? I don't have any friends. I've been known to steal my friends' boyfriends. And then I realized I had no one left. Didn't you say you were going to have a big wedding? Who were you going to invite? That doesn't matter right now. I'm sorry. I can only say that I don't care. So I'm going to stop messaging you now. What? I'm blocking you now. Bye. Sis, don't block me. Hey, sis, don't leave me. I actually knew that my mother had left home. I also knew about my dad, who is a self-righteous cheater. Alyssa tried to take away not only my fiancé, but also my husband. I don't consider her family anymore. My mother would like to see her grandchildren and wants to say hello to my husband, even though it's too late. I saw her the other day and she was very thin. It was really hard for me to see how much pain she must have been through. My husband says that he wants to move in with my mother and hopes that she will get well soon. I plan to start living with her in the near future. I had blocked Matthew's contact information, but he found my social networking site. He contacted me. Alyssa quit her job and is living with Matthew's parents. Matthew wrote that he was going to give more love to Alyssa than he did to me because he couldn't make me happy. It's clear that Alyssa feels restricted in the dull countryside with nothing to do. I feel a little sorry for her, but because she had a child and got married without thinking of the consequences, this is what happened. To put it bluntly, She got what she deserved. She said she loves her child.